Hello everyone and welcome back to my Sydney preview, and I have no idea if this stream is working because it's just said to me that it's not working, so I'll just try and see what's happened there. If it's still rolling, I'm going to look like a fool, but... Oh wait, no, I'm working. Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Rosehill preview. This is going to be for this week, obviously, and we're going to take a look back at last week because we've been on fire at Sydney. The first half of the card last week wasn't pretty. Lady Tassel and Scampy both didn't run too well, but those were both 2-year-olds, so I don't blame myself too much for that. Altivo third and Four Valor fourth. Not great considering Altivo was a short price favourite. I picked Tropical Squall for the daily flight stakes at $9, so I'm happy with myself. Tip think about it. Value play Lost and Running. Ran its last race last week. Been a great horse and it's been retired. Redina in the Epsom first. I was very happy about that. Major Bill ran 14th in the Metropolitan. Don't know how the jockey got it stuck 3 wide no cover from gate 5, but it managed to do that. So I wasn't too pleased with that, but we move on. Kaboo ran poorly in the last and much better. Didn't run much better than Kaboo. So pretty good week last week considering looking at Tropical Squall and Redina. Let's hope we can continue on with things this week. Am I actually going? It says that there's an error. An error has occurred in your stream, but it looks like I'm still going. I can see myself still going, so I'll keep going. So there's only 5 races this week, not 8 like last week, 5 this week. So we're going to have some fun with that. And the first race, believe it or not, is going to come up in race number 1. It's a highway. Who would have thought I'd be doing a highway? But it's a class 3 over 1,500 metres. Past 3 winners of this race have been Socrates, Lord Desanimo, and Amy's Shadow. What have they had in common? They've all been under $10, so the market's found it. They've all been at a light weight, so hardly any weight on their back. Fit, 4th up plus, usually no more than 7th or 8th up, so right, like peaking in their campaigns when they're running their peak numbers. Has already ran in a Saturday highway this campaign. That's very, I think it's very important because they've already been tested at Saturday level and has already won / really close to winning this preparation. So the one that came out on top is number 11, Atmospheric Rock. It's the favourite at the moment, but it's run in some highways Saturday level so far in its campaign. It's been really close to winning and only finishing half a length off Alash Lad last start. Gets in with a lightweight and draws to get a good run. So I think that horse deserves to be on top. The other ones that were very close behind it included Chase My Crown, Nickelback, if you're just looking for other ones to chuck in exotics. Stormy Witness, I think, deserves to be shorter, that horse. It's drawn the car park, though, and also the coat hanger. I think those 5 are the ones, and I think one of those 5 will win. But I like Atmospheric Rock, and I'm going to tip that horse on top in race number 1, the Class 3 Highway, 1,500 metres. As we move on now to the next race, which is race number 4. It's a benchmark 78 over the 1,100 metres. The Racing and Sports Handicap, to be exact. The past 3 winners have been Leo, Blazing Miss, and Agent Pippa. I don't think Agent Pippa won in 2020. I think it won in 2019 and Blazing Miss 2020, Leo 2021, because this meeting was actually abandoned last year. So I had to go back another year for all those people that want to be exact. What they've had in common, this was very tough to find some of these, but on pace. So 1,100 metres, Rosehill, right on speed, looks to be the major advantage. Is a winner already this prep. And new jock, question mark. So the jockey that's riding it, it's its first sit on the horse in a race. That's probably coincidental, but I like that fact. Just myself. What have I actually got? My on-top selection is number 4, Way to the Stars. Now, it doesn't fit the new rider box because Nash Willa's already ridden it, but it's a winner this campaign and it settles on speed. It was a good winner last start here, so I quite like its chances. The other one I could entertain is Biographer. Drops a bit of weight from Way to the Stars since last start, and it's a speed machine, so will be up the front and going well. Of the other ones, it's pretty even. As I said, I struggled to find some similarities between those horses, but I like Way to the Stars. I think it's got good form. Move on now to race number 5, and it's probably the feature on the card. It's the Group 2 Roman Consul over 1200 metres Group 2 level. For the 3-year-olds, last 3 winners, Best of Bordeaux, Paul Lele, Wild Ruler, all extremely good horses and have gone on to run in actually Group 1 open class races, so that'll be interesting to keep an eye on. Where are we? So what have they had in common? This is very interesting. They've all been right in the market, so usually under $5 or less, easily identifiable by the market. One of the top saddle cloths, which means for a race like this where it's all set weights, the horses with the top saddle cloths have a higher rating. So they're actually rated by Racing New South Wales or Racing Victoria as a better horse than, say, another horse with a lower rating. And they get in better with set weights because they're all at the same weight. And a better horse with the same weight as a horse less of a quality probably means the better horse will win. But ratings aren't always that accurate because there's some horses that haven't, run or won Saturday level before and they could be a superstar. So I'm just going to keep that in mind. But one of the top saddle cloths, won or run second in listed or better 3-year-old race this season. Important, run in a good race. And the J-Mac factor. Because J-Mac's been injured, unfortunately, that we can't take that into account this time. But Osmosis has been very kind to me, but I'm actually going for King's Gambit, and we'll compare what's going on here. So, King's Gambit, I think, would have run better had this Poseidon Stakes at Flemington behind Nacho and I Am Unstoppable been around a bend. Started a clear-cut favourite and was well backed late in the piece, so probably runs really well. Is an early 2-year-old runner running in the Debutant Stakes, which is also good. It's got that experience. It's placed behind Shinzo and Cylinder in the Golden Slipper. I just think this horse oozes class, and I don't like it drawn 7. It's going to have to probably go back a pair or so further than what it would do if it had have drawn an inside gate. But I think it's a really good horse, and I think it represents much more value than Osmosis, who's still a very good chance. I'll still have it in as clear second pick. Osmosis is a winner. Last start in the Heritage Stakes. It'll get a more economical run than King's Gambit on speed, and it looks to be a pretty good chance, Osmosis. So I just think King's Gambit represents more value at the 480 mark currently, so I'm happy to have it. We'll move on to race number 7 now. It's the Group 2 Hill Stakes over the 1900 metres. Past 3 winners, Cascadian, Think It Over, and Colding, all weight for age Group 1 stars. What have they had in common? They've all been one of the top saddle cloths, very much similar to last one. I should point out as well, King's Gambit's rating of 92 puts it well ahead of Barber at 86, and then even well ahead of Osmosis down there at 78, which is also in its favour. Race 7, it's weight for age, so they're all, basically at the same weight. Or they are at the same weight, based off, their gender and age and whatnot. So we'll look for the handicap rating again. Right in the market, so easily identifiable by the market. 3rd to 4th up, peaking, very important. Weight for age Group 1 last start, so it ran in a weight for age Group 1 last start, and up from 1600 metres. So there was actually 3 horses that picked themselves in this race, and they are Huyamal, Zayrek, and Hinged, so we'll get to all of them. Huyamal is 3rd up. I'm counting the 7 stakes as a Group 1 because it was classified as the George May in the past, I don't know how many years, and it got a similar field with obviously Think It Over and Zaki and Fangirl all going there. So Huyamal 3rd up from 1600 metres, ran at basically weight for age, Group 1 last start. What else have I got? It's not one of the top saddle cloths, which is the only thing it doesn't tick, but it's right in the market at 480, which is good. Zayrek isn't right in the market, but it's one of the top saddle cloths. It's third up from weight for age 1600. I think it's also a pretty good chance. And Hinged, the other one, is probably one of the top saddle cloths. It's just 1 point higher than Zayrek. Was poor in the 7 stakes, but might have had something wrong with it. Before that was really good in the Wink stakes, so that's encouraging, up from 1600, third up peaking. I think, I'm not too sure. I think I'm happy to have probably Huyamal and Zayrek ahead of Hinged in third spot. I think Zayrek represents a lot more value than Huyamal, so make of that what you will, but I'm happy with Huyamal and Zayrek probably in that race, and Hinged third pick. Happy to take on Montefilia. We might get to that horse. Montefilia is the favourite. It's fourth up, so that's good. It's one of the top saddle cloths, which is good. It's right in the market, which is good. I think it comes through inferior form reference, even though Just Fine and Benno went on to run in a Group 1 Metropolitan. I still think it's probably... there's been a lot more been expected of it so far. Like in the Chelmsford, it wasn't great behind Navajo Peak, considering even though it ran 2.2 lengths off that horse, it was expected to win, or that's why it was the favourite. And in the Kingston Town, it was just sort of left a bit flat-footed and was one pace for a bit of the straight before really getting into its work at the end of 2,000 metres. So, I don't know. It's a very hard card, but I'm with Huyamal and Zayrek. One more race to preview, and that is race 9, Group 3 in the division for the mares, I'm pretty sure. Fillies and mares 1200, last 3 winners, Sky Command, Minhaj and Positive Peace. What have they had in common? Oh, not much either. Bottom weight, question mark. Positive Peace actually carried the top weight, but the horse that ran second to it, beaten in a photo, carried 54 kilos, so they all could have carried 54. Already at 1200 and within 2 lengths in group races, its last couple. So this was a very open race again, but I think the 3 that's worth specking each way at odds are She's All Class, Cool Die and Dulcini. Out of those horses, Cool Die I probably like the most out of all of them. So it's drawn gate 7, which I like. Timmy Clark in the saddle I like. Gets in with the bottom weight, which I like. Dropping back from 1500 to 1200. I think it's a set play from the Ryan Alexio team, which I like. So I think Cool Die is worth something. She's All Class can run well. It's first up, coming off like Dane Ripper and Tats Tiara form. That's pretty good. Gate 1 can settle closer and is 2 from 6 first up. I think, did it win the Able Stakes here first up on All-Star Mile Day? I can't remember. And the other one, Dulcini, probably a class below the others, but was within 2 lengths of a group race, the Hawkesbury Crown, 2 back behind Princess Grace and Expat. Draws 4, lightweight, was good, finishing off last start at a good SP, and it's paying 60 to 1. So those are the 3 I think you can spec at odds, but we'll get on to the final thoughts now. Not too confident this week. I'm not expecting a week like the past couple of weeks. I'll be stoked if I get 1 winner on this card, to be honest. Atmospheric Rock in the first deserves favouritism. I've got race 4, number 4, Way to the Stars. Race 5, number 1, King's Gambit. Race 7, I quite like Huyamal and Zayrek. And Hinged probably third pick. And then in the last, or the division, She's All Class and Cold Eye, the 2 probably worth each way, and then a little spec on Dulcini in a wide open division. But that's going to do it for this week's preview of Sydney Roman Consul Stakes Day. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I found you a winner again, but I'm not expecting too much from this card. I'll see you next week for the Rosehill or Ramwick Everest meeting preview. But until then, bye for now.